People often assume something must be wrong with you if you have no friends. Maybe you're antisocial. Maybe you're difficult. Maybe you just don't fit in. But what if the truth is the opposite? What if having few or even no close friends isn't a flaw, but a sign of rare psychological traits most people never develop? Many people who appear socially isolated actually possess deeper awareness, stronger independence, and richer emotional complexity than others realize. So if you often find yourself alone, not part of social circles, or feeling different from the crowd, it might not be because you're lacking something. You might simply have qualities that are uncommon. Let's explore 5 of them. The first trait is deep self-awareness. Many people stay constantly surrounded by others because silence makes them uncomfortable. Being alone forces someone to face their thoughts, emotions, and insecurities. But psychology shows that people who spend more time alone often develop stronger self-reflection. They think about their actions. They analyze their feelings. They question their beliefs. While others distract themselves with endless social activity, you may naturally turn inward. Instead of reacting quickly, you pause. You ask yourself questions like, why did that situation bother me? What can I learn from this? That process builds emotional intelligence. From the outside, it may look like isolation, but on the inside, you may be building a deeper understanding of yourself than most people ever reach. The second trait is independence of thought. When people are constantly surrounded by friends, it becomes easy to absorb the opinions of the group without realizing it. Psychologists call this social conformity. Research shows that people often change their opinions just to match those around them. But when you spend more time on your own, your thinking becomes less dependent on approval. You form your own views, you question popular ideas, you think things through instead of following the crowd. This can make you feel misunderstood sometimes, but it's also the foundation of creativity, innovation, and original thinking. Many people who changed the world were once seen as outsiders, simply because they refused to think like everyone else. And that's not weakness. That's individuality. The third trait is emotional depth and sensitivity. Some people move through social situations easily because they don't process emotions very deeply, but others experience emotions, social cues, and environments much more intensely. You might notice subtle changes in someone's tone. You might feel tension in a room before anyone says a word. And because you absorb so much emotional information, social interaction can become mentally exhausting. It's not that you dislike people. Your mind is simply processing far more than others realize. That's why quiet environments often feel more peaceful. This sensitivity can make social life complicated, but it also creates empathy, creativity, and emotional insight that many people lack. The fourth trait is a strong preference for authenticity. Many friendships are built around convenience, shared routines, shared spaces, shared expectations, but some people have a deeper need for genuine connection. They don't enjoy shallow conversations or pretending to be someone they're not. If a connection doesn't feel real, they would rather walk away than fake it. That means they may have fewer friendships, but much higher standards for connection. They would rather have one honest conversation than 100 meaningless ones. To some people, this can look like isolation, but in reality, it reflects a desire for something deeper than surface-level belonging. The fifth trait is inner resilience. When someone spends a lot of time alone, they often develop a stronger relationship with themselves. They learn to cope without constant reassurance. Psychologists call this internal validation. Instead of needing others to constantly confirm your value, you begin to trust your own judgment. That doesn't mean loneliness never appears. Everyone feels it sometimes, but over time, solitude can create a powerful psychological strength. You become more comfortable with yourself, more capable of handling uncertainty, more grounded in who you are. And ironically, this kind of resilience is something many people spend years trying to develop. But you may already be building it naturally. Now, this doesn't mean having no friends is always easy. Humans are social beings, and meaningful relationships do matter. But being alone doesn't always mean you are unworthy of connection. Sometimes it simply means you Haven't found people who truly understand you yet? Many thoughtful, self-aware, emotionally deep individuals spend long periods of life feeling like outsiders. Not because they lack value, but because their mindset, interests, or emotional depth doesn't easily match the environments around them. And when the right connections finally appear, they tend to be far more meaningful. So if you've ever looked around and felt like everyone else belongs somewhere except you, remember this. Your solitude might not be a flaw. It might be a sign of rare qualities that simply take longer to find the right place to belong. Because sometimes the people who walk alone the longest are the ones who understand themselves the deepest. And if this message helped you see yourself in a new way, consider subscribing. Here, we explore the hidden psychology behind personality, emotions, and the quiet strengths most people never notice. And you might discover that some of the things you once questioned about yourself are actually your greatest strengths.